You might be wondering why your boss or your friend would say something like, "Are you crazy? You're the only one who doesn't want to join us for drinks after work." It seems so innocent. Yet when you think about it, it really wasn't a question at all. And there is a reason why they said it that way. They are trying to manipulate you with what psychologists call psychological warfare. Psychological warfare is a very common form of manipulation where people use psychologically based tactics to gain power over others in conflicts and compete for dominance. Examples include shaming, gaslighting, projection, and many more. In this video, we will talk about 6 of these psychological warfare tactics and how you can recognize them so you can defend yourself against them. Number 1. Trivializing your thoughts or feelings. Have you ever been with someone who just brushes off your thoughts or feelings? Let us imagine that you are going through something very painful in your life and you open up to someone about it. Then they say something like, "Oh, come on, it's not that bad," or "That's silly. Why would you think that?" What they do is basically invalidate your feelings and tell you that you shouldn't feel that way. This is called trivializing your thoughts or feelings, and it is a tactic used in psychological warfare. This tactic aims to make you second-guess your own thoughts and feelings by making you believe that they are not valid. And the person doing this tries to put themselves in a superior position because they imply that they are better off than you since they don't have those problems. But here's the thing, if you notice this behavior in someone, know that it is a sign of emotional abuse, and that this person does not respect or care about you. If someone loves you, they won't try to convince you that your feelings aren't real. Instead, they will try to comfort you and be there for you. No. 2. Playing dumb. Have you ever had a friend who acts like they don't understand what you're saying even though you know they do? For example, let's imagine that you ask your friend to return your book which they borrowed weeks ago. They might pretend to act confused and ask you, "What book?" Even though you know that they know exactly what book you're talking about. They are playing dumb. And this is another tactic used in psychological warfare. This tactic is mostly used by people who are trying to avoid accountability for their actions. By pretending to be confused, they avoid answering your question or request directly. So before you get too upset at them for ignoring you, remember that they could be acting confused on purpose. Of course, this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it will help you deal with it. Another situation where you might encounter this tactic is in the workplace. Imagine that you're working on a team project and you ask your coworker to do some research. Then they respond by acting confused about what you're asking. In situations like this, the best thing to do is to calmly repeat your request while being clear about what you want. And if they still ignore you, then you should talk to your manager. No. 3. Changing the subject. Do you have a friend who avoids certain topics? Have you ever noticed that they change the subject whenever something potentially uncomfortable comes up? For example, let's imagine that you're having lunch with a friend and you bring up a controversial topic. Then they start talking about something else completely unrelated. People use this tactic to either avoid dealing with the topic at hand or to avoid giving you a direct answer. They could also do it to make you think that you're overreacting or that you shouldn't talk about that topic. Either way, changing the subject abruptly like that is a sign of manipulation. So the next time this happens to you, try bringing up the topic again and see if they change the subject again. If they do, then it's clear that they're just avoiding the topic. And it's better to be direct about it. Tell them that they're avoiding the question and ask them why. Number 4. Mock you or use mockery as a weapon. Have you ever heard someone mocking someone else's intelligence or appearance? Mocking is a tactic often used in psychological warfare to humiliate and demean others. When someone uses mockery as a weapon, they make fun of you in a way that is meant to hurt your feelings. And most times they do it in front of other people to make you feel even worse. But here's the thing, never let anyone's mockery get to you. Try to be confident in who you are and remember that true intelligence and beauty come from within. If someone feels the need to mock others, it only shows how insecure they are themselves. No. 5. Excessive flattery. Is there someone in your life who is always complimenting you? While receiving compliments is nice, excessive flattery can sometimes be a manipulative tactic. People who use excessive flattery have an ulterior motive. They usually do it right before asking you for a favor or trying to convince you to do something. So while compliments are usually nice, if someone is complimenting you excessively, especially when they have no reason to, just remember that there might be a hidden reason behind it. No. 6. Withholding is another common tactic used in psychological warfare. Withholding means that someone denies you something that you need, whether it's emotional support or physical items. One common example is withholding affection. A parent might withhold affection from their child to punish them for something they did. For example, not speaking to their child until they apologize. The thing about this tactic is that it plays on your emotions. It is basically like saying, "I won't love you unless you do what I want you to do." Another example of withholding is when a parent doesn't speak to their child until they finish their homework. There are many other examples of this tactic, and it is quite common in dysfunctional families. And no. 7. Cheating. Cheating is a destructive behavior that goes against the rules of fairness and ethics. People cheat for various reasons, such as the desire to win at any cost or a lack of integrity. Cheating is harmful because it undermines trust and creates an environment of deception. It erodes the sense of fairness and equality, causing those who abide by the rules to feel cheated and demoralized. Cheating violates the basic principles of honesty and integrity and is a breach of trust. When someone cheats, they break the unwritten code of conduct that governs interactions among individuals or groups. It creates a climate of suspicion and distrust, making it difficult for relationships to flourish. Cheating is detrimental to personal growth and self-respect. When individuals engage in cheating, they compromise their own values and principles. It is a shortcut that offers temporary gains at the expense of long-term integrity and self-respect. By taking the easy way out, individuals sacrifice the opportunity to develop essential qualities such as perseverance, resilience, and ethical decision-making. Ultimately, cheating is a destructive behavior that undermines fairness, trust, and personal growth. It is a betrayal of the principles that uphold society and the fabric of human interaction. If you have faced any of these tactics, please know that you're not alone and that you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. Manipulation tactics like these are used by people who are emotionally immature and insecure. So don't let them bring you down. Keep your head high and know that you matter. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with others. Thank you for watching and take care.